What's up, guys? Today we're going to show you how to get your Bowhead RX ready for a plane. So the tools you'll want is either a weir set or some sort of multi-tool, some tape, some zip ties and some flush cutters, fragile stickers, great if you have them, and some packing materials. So first things first, we're just going to pop off your crank arms. So it'll just be these two bolts on each side. And this will just prevent when the bike rolls backwards and the cables get wrapped up. You definitely don't want to get to your destination and have that happen. I recommend either keeping these bolts somewhere very safe or just storing them back in the crank arm. Works too. All right, so now that your cranks are out, the bike can roll backwards as much as it wants and the cables won't be getting wrapped up. So that's the first step. As you know, as a RX rider, this is an accessory mount and is not weight bearing. So we're gonna remove that just because at the airport it might be a pretty tempting handle for some people. We'll take off the full top cap assembly, the accessory mount, and the kiosk. Again, keep track of all of these little tiny bolts that you'll want on the other side. These in a safe little bag. Recommend bringing this on carry-on with you. Keep that safe. These two shells will pop off and all of this is free. We're gonna wrap up all of this stuff super carefully, have that protected for flying. And then this is what everyone at the airport will be able to grab onto. It's a good handle. They'll still be able to steer the bike like so. So for this part, you could either wrap up this whole assembly and attach it to the bike or take the individual pieces apart. I'm going to take the individual pieces apart just because I think they'll be much safer. You never know how easy airlines are going to be on your equipment, so might as well, better safe than sorry. Next up, we're going to grab our packing materials, bubble wrap, whatnot, and our tape, and we'll start wrapping up all of these components. So we'll get a good piece to protect the remote and the accessory mount. Start by wrapping that individually, and then wrap it all together. I'm going to use a zip tie here to attach it to your steering column. You could also use some sort of strap, ski strap, anything like that. The crank arms and your brakes, get those all protected. There we go. Now that we have each individual component wrapped up, I'll kind of protect the whole area and make sure there's no, loose cables and things like that that could snag on anything. The front of the bike is now all wrapped up and protected for flying. I recommend just doing a test, so rolling the bike backwards and making sure that that can spin freely and nothing's getting caught up or anything. And then you're good to go and we can do the rest of the bike. And then this is still accessible so you can steer the bike. Sweet, so now to wrap up the derailleur. I like to have it in the hardest gear so the derailleur is nice and tucked up close to the swing arm. And then you're gonna wanna take your battery off of the derailleur, carry that on the flight with you, and install this guy to keep that protected. If you have a few layovers, multiple flights, anything like that, it is optional to take the derailleur off, and you can always unlink the chain as well. A little more reassembly on the other side, but it will protect them a little bit better. Or you can just wrap up the swing arm, throw some fragile stickers on there. Hopefully it'll prevent any of those scratches, because bikes are made to be ridden, not scratched. And then again, side guards optional, but nice to keep those scratches off as much as you can. And again, how much you want to pad your bike, totally up to you, but since this is a nice new Cerakote build, I'm going to pad the footrest a bit extra. Like so. We're gonna get our fragile stickers, stick these all over the bike just to have people be extra nice to it. All right, so I've got my Bowhead RX here all packed up and ready to fly. If you have any other questions, we do have a helpful resource on our website about other tips and tricks for flying with your Bowhead bikes. And yeah, have a great flight. Don't forget your bag of bolts and your multi-tool for putting everything back together on the other side. Thank you for watching. We're just wrapping up here, but don't forget to tag us in your next travels and your bowhead adventures, and we'll see you next time.